Hey, what's up, guys? So you ended up getting Medusa from one of the keys, and now you're wondering if the Awaken ability is important for her and what's her play style. Personal thoughts on if I like her, if she's worth ranking up. So we're going to find all those details here right now. But yeah, this is part of the content creator beta, as you can see there at the top. It does, she's not Awaken. We are going to have the ability to get her Awaken, and we will be doing that. But first, let's get to some gameplay when she's not Awaken, okay? Just to kind of like show you what her potential is. Just maybe do 2 or 3 fights and just point out the differences of what she can do when she is Awaken. So one of the first fights we're going to be doing is a typical Battlegrounds fight, and I'm every time, for the most part, things may change, but when I do, there's no synergies, by the way, just because I have those other champions, as I was testing those champions earlier as well. But for the most part, I like to refer to these new champions around Battlegrounds, and the reason why is because I enjoy Battlegrounds, and that's the most active game mode I feel in game at the moment, and because I enjoy it, it's freaking great. So all right, so as you can see, we're going in for the armor shatters. We're gonna go in for the special one. Completely took everything off. Now we could go in with the heavies. There we are, and we're just gonna keep going. Now by this time in Battlegrounds, you should have your Relic active, which means you could have just countered with the Relic, because it typically starts at 50%. So you would have had that help with the Relic, but can she do this fight without her being Awakened? Yes. Can she, if she was Awakened, can she be faster? Yes. But look at this score, man. 28 seconds. It's freaking incredible. We took some block damage there just to avoid him launching the special, so I wouldn't have to deal with that, but not bad, right? Not bad. Now this is, again, no buffs, no sides, just no boost, I meant to say, no synergies, just sides active to kind of showcase her potential here. All right, so one of the newest and might be seeing this champion in defense is Mysterio, which is a rank 3. Again, same thing, Battlegrounds opponent. Let's see what she can do here. Knowing that we won't have the Relic situation quite yet available, but let's give it a go. And there we are, special one. Got that armor shatter. I'm gonna hold block. Again, we would have had the Relic, into the Relic, into special 2. Yeah. Dude, she's freaking awesome, man. That is 29 seconds on a Mysterio. The guy couldn't even launch a special, man. So okay, let's read her Awakened ability and kind of discuss, just showcasing 2 fights, 2 very simple fights, class advantage as well. But really, let's talk about her Awaken ability. And I've been testing more than 2 fights this champion inside the beta to really get familiar with her playstyle. Lately, I've been doing a lot of testing of a lot of champions, but it might get everything crossed a little bit. But let's do our best to not do that here. So with her Awaken ability, I think one of her biggest bullet points offensively is going to be that second bullet point. Whenever Medusa inflicts an armor shatter or gains a fervor buff, gains a true accuracy buff for 35 seconds, and coming incredibly clutch, very helpful on an offensive to deal with a lot of annoying defenders. And she can do kind of like that Red Skull and not have to worry about the special one. Once he launches it, you just take care of it. You just keep attacking into it. We'll come back and do a little showcase on that too once I get her Awakened. The second bullet point, I think this is going to be where you want to get her Awakened, and this is where you decide how high, if possible, do you take her. If not, like all the way to SIG 200. Now, if you take her to SIG 200, of course, 100% chance to auto block a non-heavy attack. And that auto block counts as a well-timed block and consumes 3 personal furies. Now, when it comes to Medusa in defense, she gains furies every 3 seconds. So, and she's stacked up to 6. So every 3 seconds, while not at max stack, Medusa gains a Fury buff, increasing the attack rating by a certain amount. So ideally, in a situation when she's found in defense, also know this: if you're fighting against a high sig Medusa, the chances of her auto blocking you once she has those 3 Furies are very high, depending on the sig level. But at sig 20, First Awakening, if you're thinking of using the gem, yeah, it's gonna be 30%. Obviously 30% sometimes feels like 100% when you're fighting these opponents, but the more SIGs you invest, the higher it is. I think anything over 50%, we'll fool around with that just by adding a couple of 6 stones, and I'll show you where that number is, because Aunt May doesn't work anymore, so we don't have a source to be able to like mess around with the SIGs options on these new champions, and to be able to kind of give you a better detail, like, hey, you might want to take her to like SIG 100 or SIG 80 or SIG 120. It's going to be somewhere in between there, but I'll figure it out. So, is her Awaken ability important? Yes. Does she benefit from this Awakening gem as opposed to other champions? Maybe. And I say that maybe because it really depends if you are going to play her consistently, if you're gonna offensively, and also if you're gonna use her for a potential defense champion, then you're gonna want to invest a couple of more 6 stones into her than just the Awaken ability, because again, just using an Awakening gem just gets her to SIG 1, and so SIG 20 starts you, if not no, wait, actually, SIG 1 should start you at 30, and then SIG 20 gives you a little bit extra. So we don't know yet, like I said, where the ideal SIG is, but you got 2 things: defensive options and offensive attack when it comes to her Awaken ability. Good thing on her Awaken ability, the second bullet point, which is the offensive side, doesn't benefit from high SIG, just needs to be awakened. So that's a plus there. All right, so at SIG 20, now messing with her SIG abilities, she gains basically 40% chance to auto block. I think I said, like, I want to get her to like a little over 50. I might jump the gun, but so we're going to go from 20 to 40 and see if that gets her to like at 50%, but I think we're going to need a little bit more. Okay, so at 40%, yes, it's going to be 48.45. So maybe if we get her to 50, oh, we can't get her. Let's get it to 46 because that's all the 6 stones I have. That's perfect, 50.76. So I think 50 to 60 just to start off. If you can invest too many 6 stones to give her that extra defensive mechanic feature to auto block the opponent when you slaughter on defense, if that's like the best option you have, or just delaying the fight, because let's say your opponent knows how to fight Medusa, just prolonging the fight, giving some time in between it is gonna be really good. Let's get some 6 stones and take her up to like 50 and then 60. All right, so at 650, she's gonna be 52.27%, and if we were to go 660, just to keep it in theme of like 20 levels every single time, she is going to be at 55. So again, seems really good, at least above 50. What was it? 50, I think, or 45, 46. But let's take her up to like 100 because I like round numbers, and see if you end up having that many 6 stones that you can invest into Medusa. And again, you like her, because that's big investment, I think, when it comes to at least 7-star 6 stones at the moment. 69.65. We did get granted a lot of 6 stones specifically for these champions, so you got to figure out a way, if you basically don't have the option to dupe or have awakened many of these exclusive buffed up champions, which one, and if you're fortunate enough to have Medusa and you use the gem on her, maybe getting them to like 100, it's going to be at 69.65% on the auto block. So with 3 Furies. So yeah, let's go have some fun with her now at SIG 100 and see what she can do now that she's awakened. See what kind of fight she can take. Now, very quickly, when it comes to stat focus, I feel like critical rating is probably the best, just looking at her details here. But I can't really go bad with either critical rating or critical damage, improving that. But for me, I would say just she has a really high critical damage rating at 282%. So if we can increase the chances of her adding that by increasing the critical rating to 31%. That's his current stat focus. Let's just remove that so you can see what it actually looks like without it. In percentage wise, it's 31, but I guess we can increase it as well with the critical rating by 131%, meaning 3.1% increase. So feels very, ideally to me, it feels a little bit better, but you can't go wrong with either or. Maybe increasing the critical damage as she crits. Both of them are going to be pretty good. When it comes to defensive, let's do critical rating. When it comes to defensive stat focuses, she's making her a little bit tanky. Doing some block penetrations, always nice. Physical resistance would be nice, but I would go with either or. Energy resistance, something that enhances that on the features on her as a defender. Again, knowing that you might slaughter in defense if she's awakened high sig. You might put her in defense, so boosting those numbers, especially when she has no physical resistance and no energy resistance, would be good, or just increasing her armor rating. But those are going to be her stat focuses on the bottom. We'll just leave it as this. And then when it comes to relics, you can't go bad with adding just to cover that as well. I would say I have Thor active on her, and even Miss Marvel, because I think Miss Marvel gains a critical damage rating increase. Yep, and then true damage buff increase. So, and she's got a hits that deal true damage buff. I think either maybe Miss Marvel or Thor. I like Thor because of the feature that enhances the Fury. So she's all about gaining Furies. Fury buff potencies increase, and then the precision potency is increased as well. So I like that one. Getting a Fury buff grants a non-stacking vigor passive, increasing all damage of champions deal on the opponent for 6 seconds. So those are nice, at least when it comes to the runes for the relic that I like to have for her. All right, now that she's awakened, we're going to be doing the Red Skull fight one more time, and we're going to go, remember, just medium attacks, do the armor breaks, and then we go, and then we're just going to go with the special one, let him launch a special one, and boom, just like nothing. And that is, let me pause this here. That is because of the true accuracy. So right there when it reads, I was like, what is this vigor buff that I have? But the true accuracy allows this champion to ignore the auto block and evade effect. So that feature right there, and it's I believe 30 seconds on the special one when it comes to after you launch it, that little purple icon, that's what you're going to be seeing. And then literally again, once you in Battlegrounds, once you have the relic active, oh my gosh, like it's over. Pretty much this fight would have been over with the relic. Me pausing to kind of showcase what that looks like. I would say you're probably looking at anywhere between 20 to 30 seconds on a normal difficult Red Skull. Red Skull is pretty annoying on defense, and he's such a great count, such a easy counter with Medusa, making it incredibly easy to deal with. Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's get to another fight. All right, so these Iron Mans are a bit annoying as well when it comes to defensive champions. So we're gonna go with the armor break right away. Start with the mediums. Just keep them active there. Go with the special one, and we got the armor shatter. And now we just stack up those Furies and literally just work our way to a special 2 and not have to worry about anything. Is he gonna launch it? Okay. All right, he's dead pretty much. It's so easy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Like I said, we had the relic. If this was a battleground scenario, we had the relic a lot quicker than this. Probably would have been like 20-ish seconds. I'd say maybe 27 seconds in total. Keep in mind, this is a pretty tanky defender, very annoying defender, but Medusa just shreds on him. Man, I really like her. So, the whole point of this video is to kind of give you an idea, not to, showcase and give you some ideas on ideal sig level and her awaken ability. So, is that important for her, and how much do I value me personally, how high you take her? And so, I think so. At the end of the day, when it comes to the champions you rank up, the champions you decide to play with, whether it's Alliance War, Battlegrounds, whether it's questing, these are like your options. Now, cool thing about her abilities too as well is that she's fully immune to poison. So if you do like to run the sides, obviously you're not going to take any damage from the poison. You will take some damage from the bleed, but that falls off. And then depending on the masteries kind of you have set up, you really are not going to lose too much health, if any. And then the other thing is you will lose when you launch your specials, because you're going to be launching at least special 1 into a special 2. And her rotation is very easy. I like to go special 1 into special 2. And in most cases, as you saw, we launched a special 1 and the opponents were like dead, within seconds. So we hardly got to a special 2 just in the few little fights you were able to see. So let's buff her up. Let's boost her up, at least with the sides, and see what kind of how much damage she can do. All right, guys. So we have a synergy team around her to increase her damage when it comes to the Furies, and also a heavy, I believe, on her. But let's go out into the first fight and see what she can do. So right now, she's gonna go with a heavy, just be able to armor break, and just like that, mediums and heavies are going to be able to deal that amount of damage. And here's a point that I was saying when it comes to the masteries. If you have a certain setup on the masteries, you shouldn't lose any health. Of course, you will lose the 5% on the recoils, but other than that, you should be fine. All right, let's go into a Relic. Dude, Winter Soldier's dead. That was 30 seconds, guys. No green or yellow boost active, just some synergies for 500,000 health when it comes to Medusa. Is she fun? Heck yeah, man. She is a beast. And one I would say this as I'm doing these fights, just to tell you a little bit about Medusa. Let's see if we can see it in her champion description here, champion info. And we can see it in her tag or bios. Yeah. One thing, if you've been playing this game for a very long time, like these old school champions, there was a point in the game that you played them and you fell in love with them and they kind of got outdated just because of new mechanics, new nodes, new defenders. And she is one of those. I felt like she's definitely one of those that just kind of like was amazing when she came out and just shredded everything, and then it just kind of went away. So now she's back in 2024. She's back and she's just killing it. So here we go with the mediums. You really, again, if you want to do some heavies, that's going to apply the armor breaks. But really the mediums is going to be, if we just stick to mediums, there we go. And we go with the special 1. Got the armor shatter. Into the Relic. What's great about that is we're getting those bleeds. And she's dead. I can't even get to a special 2. 31 seconds as well. Wow, man. These are 500,000 health pools. Let's do a little class disadvantage. Again, this is going to be also a little bit more problematic because of the unstoppable. She doesn't have a feature where she counters that. But let's go with the mediums. Let's go with the heavies as well. And let's go with the special 1. See if he does not launches it. He launches it. Perfect. There you go. There's the auto block. Yeah, that was the whole point of that, was to test the auto block, guys. That was not, no, it wasn't. All right, but the auto block came in clutch, saved me. I thought I had the special 2 there. Okay, let's see if those bleeds come in clutch. Okay. Wish I had that special 2. That would have been KO there on the special 2, but still very impressive. Even having to deal with the unstoppable at 48 seconds. Dude, she's just melting these 500,000 health pools. Again, synergized and some recoils as well. So here's the thing. If you also, Karina's challenges are active right now, right? So a lot of people are doing their Karinas, are trying to farm some health pots. If you ended up getting her because of the banquet celebrations, and you do throw in the recoils, and you want to farm some health pots, and you do want to do the fights, well, as you can see, she's doing them in like seconds. 30 seconds. She's doing them quick. So can she do this probably with the auto fight? Probably. 35 seconds there on that rhino. She's just amazing. I'm having a lot of fun with her. Now, I'll take you to my actual account right now to explain my scenario when it comes to like who I'm probably going to be using the Awakening Gem. It's not still 100% guaranteed. So I'll take you there here in a second, but let's do this fight here. And we go with the special 1. See if she launches it. Okay. And one thing I like too about her is her bleeds, man. Her bleeds are coming in so nice. Just helps. I don't have any deep wounds active at the moment, but if we did, that'd be nice. 27 seconds, guys. We had to wait for the special 2 to basically finish on the animation. But here's a Medusa, a little class advantage against the Vision. Perfect fight again. And let's do this. There we go. And we're gonna go with this special 1. And he's pretty much dead now. Yep. Even without the bleeds, obviously he's immune. Let's see what her score was looking at. 24 seconds, man. Very impressive at 24 seconds. Oh, that's so nice, guys. Let me show you one last fight, though, before we move on. All right, so one of the annoying defenders you might see also in Battlegrounds is this Killmonger, and I kind of wanted to fight this guy because look at this. 1 medium, she armor breaks, and it's over, basically. And then we just do the special 1 and just basically make him launch a special 2. Look how easy this fight is going, dude. Just textbook. Then we go with the Relic, and too bad we can't get to this special 2, but will we? Yes, we did. He's still armor break, and that's it. It's over. So Killmonger rank 3 for Battlegrounds. He's a bit of an annoying defender if you don't have a ideal counter for him. She armor breaks with the medium. All you got to do is either parry medium or dash back, intercept with the medium, and the armor is over. He loses his defensive mechanics. So we're gonna be seeing Medusas in people's decks, quite consistently now. And she's such a great champion. So we can dive a little bit more if you guys care for it to know how to play her properly. But I did want to just talk about her Awaken ability. Does she need it? And I would say yes. And sig levels, we said between 60-ish. And I don't mind 100, but ideally, if you want her to be the best defender abilities options out there, you're gonna want to get her to sig 200, because that puts that auto block chance to 100% when she gets into those 3 Furies, and she gets into those 3 Furies in basically 9 seconds into the fight, because they just add up. Okay, yeah. Really good champion. So this is going to be my personal account, and in it we were fortunate enough to get Medusa from one of the keys, and we have her Awaken Sig 20. So right now, as you saw earlier, her Awaken ability gives her a 40% chance to auto block. I did level her up to at least level 1, so I am going to be taking her to rank 2. Rank 3 is going to be a possibility, and not like a possibility, it's going to be a thing. Rank 3 is going to be a thing. I do want to rank 3. The reason why I just said possibility is because I was thinking of Scream, but we don't even have Scream. So yeah, we're just going to go with her. We're going to go critical damage on this stat focus here, and we'll just go physical resistance here, or maybe do energy resistance a little bit there. So you know, I do want to get her into the deck for this season of Battlegrounds, if we can take her up to rank 3 before the season's over, because again, she does a good amount of damage. She'll have like the armor breaks, maybe a special 1 into a special 2 if needed, or just go for the big special 2 as you kind of armor break your opponent, and she should be able to, like, you know, shred anything on that gets put in front of her. So she's a really good option, really annoying defender too if you're gonna have to play around with a high sig Medusa. Let me know what you're going to be doing. Let me know if this became at all helpful. I love to hear your thoughts, or maybe any improvements that we can do when it comes to these type of videos. And yeah, guys, take care, man. I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, peace.